So, guys, basically, welcome to the very first demo version of what I hope will eventually be like a series here on YouTube. Shout out to my editor, Ben, for very kindly taking the time to help me out getting started here. I hope that the colors in the room look good. You can let me know in the comments below. What would you like to see? Do you want to see a different guitar? Do you want to get rid of this t-shirt? Do you want a different color for the LEDs? Am I in focus? Is this dumb? Should I end it? Anyway, I want to be looking at some interesting German traditions. So I'm going to, you're going to see the link and everything pop up somewhere on the screen. Maybe it's going to cover my beautiful little face. So, German traditions. For those who maybe are seeing me speak like myself for the first time, no, I am not German. I mean, I have no idea. I have no idea who my ancestors are. I always wanted to do 23andMe, and then I found out that they steal your... So I'm not down for that. 10 crazy cultural customs that are totally normal in Germany. Oh, YouTube. Some argue that a culture can be defined by the sum of its customs, etiquette, rules, traditions, attitudes, and even quirks that are unique to a group of people who share an origin can appear strange to those on the outside looking in. Just like when I watch people shower and they don't even know I'm at the window. It's like... Get some curtains. Naturally, this statement applies to Germany, a charming country with breathtaking nature. It does take your breath, it's the law. And the highest number of castles. Chill out on the castles. Germany welcomes around 20,000 new international students every year. Although the people are very welcoming, it is normal for foreigners to it's normal for them to culture shock. Like, don't you get culture shock? Aren't you shocked by culture? I feel like... This was written by a German. They get culture shock when moving to a new environment with a different culture. Sure, of course, absolutely. So here are some of the reasons why that might happen. So we're going to get right into it. Number one, are we speaking the same language? Language dialects are usually mutually intelligible, but it can take some effort for speakers of different dialects to understand each other. Yes, it's insane here. When your mother tongue is not German, it can be even harder to grasp the variety of dialects. Some examples include the Bavarian dialect, Upper Saxon, Berlinerisch, Low German, and more. I gotta say, if you're gonna say Berlinerisch, why don't you just say Bayerisch? I'm being nitpicky. That being said, the language is dynamic and ever-changing. These dialects make learning and speaking German more interesting. As you learn German, you must first master Hochdeutsch, but picking up another dialect will only enrich your language learning experience. This is the problem. Like, for me, this is an enormous struggle, right? It's like you already go to... I feel like I'm like in first grade. This is my desk here because I don't have a tripod. I'm like, teacher... learning Hochdeutsch is already extremely hard, so can we also maybe not have to learn 1,000 other dialects? But that's the rule of thumb here. Like, when you come to Germany, you're already going to be in classes. You're already going to be, struggling for a while, unless you're one of those... If you're one of those weird people that can go from zero understanding of the language to full fluency in under 15 years, somebody hurt you as a child, and this is how you fill that hole. And we all know. Or you're just like a smart person. All of this content's coming from someone who is openly not a smart person. I'm just a big old goof, so, good on you. But the thing is, I went to all these German classes for years and years and years. I was studying Hochdeutsch forever, until I was able to pass my B1 for my visa and blah, blah, blah. Then, you start getting into society. You start getting into meeting friends and going to events and things like that. And that's where, depending on where you live, you will hear different dialects. And the interesting thing about Germany, and by interesting, I mean extraordinarily difficult and complicated and scary, is that it's not just like an accent, like in the States or, in the UK, there's all these different accents. Like in the UK, you'll have someone like Hugh Grant, right? There's his type of English. And then you have Paddy the Baddy, that's skulls, a skulsa. Chicken on a can of coke. Chicken on a can of coke. But then, in the States, you'll have some things you'll have the South, man, we went down there to the gas station, got ourselves a couple of greasy old sausage biscuits. But then you'll have, Boston. Famously, there's the expression, pack the can, have it yard. And then they have a mandatory fist fight and they get too drunk. And then they write Goodwill Hunting. But in Germany, it's not accents, it's dialects. So, Bayerisch, Saxon, you'll have like Frankisch, Berlinerisch, Allgäuerisch. Then you have like, God forbid, Swiss German. Whew. And then there's the whole Austrian thing. But it's tough. It's really tough to digest all these things because it's not just an accent, it's different words. So, yes. Are we speaking the same language? Not even a little bit, bud. Hope you have a strong circle around you. Call your mom. You'll need it. So the next thing is no offense, but it can be said that Germans generally speak more directly about an issue without hedging or trying to hide their feelings for fear of offending someone. If anything bothers them, they will not sit quietly on the sidelines, but say it without hesitation. However, the directness is all about communicating in as few words as possible. It's not meant to be rude. Another funny German quality is the desire to publicly correct someone's behavior. I know exactly what she's talking about here. I had to also adjust to Germans' occasional, not every German. It's also a thing about, I should be clear about this too. Obviously, it's not every person. It's not every person's doing this. There are some traits that, are more general that, do apply to almost everybody as far as you can kind of tell. But some traits like this aren't, not necessarily everybody's going to do this, right? When you first move to Germany, there are plenty of kind Germans who are well-traveled and understand that, they have to approach people from different places in different ways. So let's just get that nice and clear. Oh, stamp of clarity. But the fact that a lot of Germans are sort of painfully direct, I can only speak for Bavaria. The fact that that is true is something that I had to adapt to and learn to adjust to. And it's not easy to get used to that. There's a lot of situations that I can remember where, someone just said something like, "You're late," or "That's my chair," or there's a lot of situations where Germans will say things like, "Your shirt is looking very dirty today. Why did you not put on a clean shirt? Were you working in your shirts before arriving here now?" That's an exaggeration, but that is something that, I can connect with this. I think she feels that. A lot of people feel that. And also correcting people's behavior. I think that's the most direct thing I can connect to. You're going to have German neighbors who say things like, "You cannot park there. Yesterday there was a traffic cone and now this is normally where my car is to be parked. And you are just some centimeters a bit too far in front of my gate. So you should move your car when you have time, natürlich."
Natürlich.
That's kind of what they're saying here. And it's true. It's tough. It's tough to adjust to. Not everyone's going to do it. But it is true. I should have just said that and moved on. Yes or no? That being said, Germans are not that rude at all. I said it first. The words danke and bitte are some of the most frequently used across the country, so much so that they can sometimes cause confusion. That's true. The word bitte, or as a fellow content creator friend of mine, Chris the Sis, says, bitte, get it together, Chris. You've been here a decade. The word bitte, depending on the context, can mean a number of things. Bitte can mean please. It can mean you're welcome. It can mean here you go. When you're handing something over, it can, may I help you? It can mean pardon. These are just some of its many meanings. That's true. Opening a door for someone. Bitteschön. Bitte. Things like that. Or, you get something and they're like, or you give someone something like, Dankeschön. You're like, bitte. Or you add the schön to it. Cherry on top. Bitte. Bitteschön. Danke typically means thank you, but for example, when you're refusing something to eat or drink, it can be used synonymously with no. Oh, that's true. Well, it's like saying no thank you, but you can just basically be like, thanks. Thank you. I don't know if I completely agree with that. I mean, it must have happened, otherwise it wouldn't be in an article. So it must have happened to some people. It must have happened at some point. And Germans, please let me know in the comments if I'm a total dipshit about this, but danke meaning no. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever seen that used, at least in my circles. People will say nein, danke. Nein, danke schön. Nein, nee, nö, danke. But I mean, it's all about the body language, right? It's like, Danke. Number 4, get ready for a workout. Over 75% of Germans own a bike. Sick. And almost everyone knows how to ride one properly. Almost everyone who owns a bike knows how to ride one properly? I'd love to see the percentage of Germans who own a bike but can't ride it properly. Just like, oh no, into the river. They learn to do it as a child. Cycling is a well-established and expected part of German traffic, unlike in some other countries where it's more of a sport. Yeah, Germans also, they ride those bikes in every country they go to. Dude, I've been to like Canary Islands, I've been to France, I've been to Italy, not to brag, but I've been to a lot of really cool countries, and you can spot the Germans in a different country just as much as you can like clock an American or a British person, okay? In the way that Americans or British people are like poorly dressed and or extremely loud and or wasted drunk in the smallest of bars at 9:30 in the morning, or all of the above. Hey, it's coming from me. I'm an American. Been there. We can do better. The same way you can clock that is the same way that you can spot a German like in some small rural town in the lower part of Italy or something, because they are trying so hard to not have fun. It is what it is. They are like punishing themselves through like these small curvy streets near the ocean. And like you're there, you know, drinking Aperol Spritz and eating like an exorbitant amount of carbs in swimming trunks, feet like dangling in the ocean as like, you know, the when the moon hits your right. You're having a beautiful, wonderful European trip, and then you hear like spandex suit and all. 6,000 euro bike. Head down, sperm helmet on top. There's your German. Or Swiss, but probably German. Swiss don't travel. They don't like the other countries. They are neutral. I'm joking here. Please don't kill me. But you can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. Yeah, Germans, they cycle. Absolutely. Facts. 5, pay in cash. That is changing a lot now. I've been a barista. Surprise. I've been a barista at places where, you know, now they accept only cards. But, America was doing it in the UK and stuff, a decade ago? There's a widespread belief that Germans are the most technologically savvy people on the planet. Didn't come from me. I can tell you that. They can build some cars. That's about it. No, I'm kidding. That is, they like to stay current by owning all of the latest gadgets. The country is known for its high-end automobiles. Nailed it. Such as Porsches, BMWs, and Audis. Don't forget Mercedes. One of my favorite jokes, or like one of the first things I didn't realize as an American until I moved here, was that Americans say Mercedes with 3 different sounds of E. I never thought about that before. Mercedes. And I was like, oh, the Germans, they just say it with one E sound because it's just E. Mercedes. However, local businesses like grocery stores and restaurants frequently prefer cash payments over buyers using a debit or credit card. I have to say, I think this is, I don't know, when was this written? I feel like this is the only one that's, from me, in my opinion, very outdated. Aktualisiert on the 23rd of January this year. That one, that's changing rapidly. I mean, sure, in certain places, certain bars, certain restaurants, I think it's also like older generations prefer paying in cash. Maybe that's what she means here. There's a lot of places that accept card now that did not, even when I first moved here. But there are a lot of people in the older generations that still prefer to pay cash. So that's a little outdated, but not totally inaccurate. Number 6, hungry for something new? Speaking of food, there are some interesting meals that Germany has to offer. Hackerpeter. A raw meat spread from Germany made of fresh, finely ground pork that can be flavored with salt, pepper, and spices like garlic or caraway is one example. The most common way to eat Hackerpeter is on bread with raw onions. Well, that's just Germans. Would you like to have some Dunkelbrot with raw meat and onions? They do. Man, talk about what must be the most danky, like stank ass like first date kisses, huh? Julia, is it? Was? Julia Maria? Ich bin Johannes. Let's go here to having for a date now. We drink one Maß each, and then we will have completely untoasted Dinkelbrot. Mein Lieblingsbrot. And then we will put just a smashed pile of fresh pork. a fresh slab of pork gut juices, and then raw onions. This was fun. I hope that we are seeing each other for sex time next time. We do jokes here in Germany, but you should laugh because it's so that we know it was funny. Can I kiss you? Oh my god. Or how about Blutwurst? That should be illegal. Oh my god. A dark, nearly black sausage made of Blutwurst. A dark, nearly black sausage made with fresh pig's blood. Ben, throw up a photo of Blutwurst, please. Yeah. And that's when it looks at its best. That's the finest. Diced pork and pork fat. Good Lord. Fat, salt, pepper, and various seasonings. It is the oldest known type of sausage. Yeah. Like when the dentists were also the surgeons, but they stopped putting bowls of blood in the windowsills for advertising. So let's move on from the blood. The German Blutwurst is unique in that it is used in dishes with creative names, such as Himmel und Erde. Yeah, this will bring in all of the customers. This is so funny. Which combines it with applesauce and mashed potatoes. Pig's blood, applesauce, and mashed potatoes. Are we okay, Germans? Are we okay? Are we all right? You guys okay? Just checking in. Friendly little check-in. Saumagen, which translates to a sow's stomach, is a popular German dish in the Palatinate? The Palatinate? I don't. You guys, sometimes you switch up your. Tell me how to pronounce it below. The dish is similar to a sausage in that it has. The dish is similar to a sausage in that it has a stuffed casing. Pause. However, the stomach is an essential component of the dish. To sum it up, if you're a vegetarian, you're safe. I have a lot of like vegan and gluten-free friends here, and God damn, it ain't easy. Number 7, people smoke indoors. There's some places, but you know, it's like more in the north. At least not where I am. That's not common at all anymore. Technically, smoking inside public spaces is forbidden in all federal states, but there are designated rooms and areas where smoking is permitted. Smoking is generally prohibited inside private offices and public areas, buildings. I love the idea of a guy in an office on a typewriter back in the day just slamming cigs. Institutions such as schools, hospitals, and airports. Hey guys, how about as an elementary school teacher or a like general practitioner or like surgeon at a hospital or the pilot on an airplane, we don't just crash buds. How about that? Though there are exceptions with rules varying by state. In Berlin, for example, people may smoke in designated smoking areas in nightclubs. Fact. Restaurants, fact. Bars, fact. That are completely separate from public areas as well as in bars smaller than 75 square meters. God, man, talk about like the first time you go to like an underground German club in whatever state, you know, wherever you are in Germany, and you're like, oh, you know what? Europe is kind of cool. And all of a sudden the waft the waft of like some college guy or like the bartender, or even better when it's like a 55-year-old man who's there with this 23-year-old girlfriend who's definitely only with him because he's paying her a lot of money to be with him, which is also part of a big industry here, the escort industry. But let's get back to the business here, and you just get this waft of like And they're over there like, not my scene, okay? Nothing wrong with cigs. I mean, they kill you. Don't smoke. Don't do it. But besides that, no, everything's wrong with it. Don't do it. It sucks. It's terrible. Don't smoke. I mean, every once in a while. I mean, but it's bad for you. It's bad for you. Don't do it. Ben, put a disclaimer. Smoking's bad. It will kill you. It's terrible. Don't do it. Every once in a while. But not inside in like a closed space. I've been in places like, okay, Austrians, this one's on you, but I've been to places like in Vienna where it is a closed restaurant underground. And people are in there like, oh, yeah, so lustig. Yeah. Stop it. Because even I wasn't smoking at that event. Left the room, stank. Just filth smell. Took days to get away. Number 8, passion for punctuality and order. Already know this is fact. Already. This should have been number 1. Never be late for an appointment or when meeting new people. Germans are notoriously punctual, and even a few minutes delay can irritate them. Why are you not treating me with more respect and love, Trotten? I was here 35 minutes before we agreed to meet, and you are, 2 minutes early? That is disrespectful. Call ahead and explain your situation if you're going to be even slightly late. True. And don't forget that halb acht means 7:30, not 8. Like for the non-German speakers who might be watching this at all, halb acht literally translates to 7:30. The confusion could be that it's 8:30. Instead of 7:30, because that took me some time to understand too. Like in the German classes, you have like, this is 7 o'clock, this is 8 o'clock. Halb acht, 7:30. I would have thought is, oh, so 8:30, but no, it's 7:30 because it's half of 8. It's like you're almost to 8. So another point is Germans' love of order. As the famous expression goes, Ordnung muss sein. There must be order. This is always my dirty talk before I am meeting up with all of the ladies that must be punctual or the door will be closed on them. This proverbial saying has become so ingrained in the German psyche that it has become a cultural cliche for Germans all over the world, as well as a way of life for them at home. And number 9, almost there. Cheers, everybody. The laws in Germany regarding alcohol consumption in general are notoriously lenient. Right. They be cracking that booze out at 16. Minors under the age of 18 are permitted to consume and possess undistilled fermented alcohol such as beer and wine. Just say beer and wine. Who knows what average person is going to be like, undistilled fermented alcohol? Let me think. Beer and wine. Got it. They can do that at bars, restaurants, as long as they are accompanied by an adult. See, I didn't hear that before because they don't be doing that. And they have the permission of a custodial person. Why do teenagers who are drinking beer and wine need a janitor? Riddle me that, Batman. Huh? I guess because of all the vomiting they're going to be doing. Germany's so efficient. They're so technologically advanced. They have janitors that follow around teenagers. Not creepy at all. Furthermore, alcohol is sold in grocery stores, gas stations, and even newspaper stands. It is legal to consume in restaurant. What's going on here? Alcohol is sold at grocery stores and it's legal to drink in restaurants and snack bars, and you can have a beer at the park. The last part of this, what's the point? I mean, duh. I mean, you're spitting facts, right? So I'm being funny here. Don't take anything seriously. But you're like, yeah, I think the interesting fact that you kind of like glazed right over is the thing about the minors. I mean, I have a whole thing in my stand-up comedy. Check it out now on my YouTube. But I have a whole thing about the fact that like teenagers can drink alcohol at 16, which means that some kids are drinking at like 14, which is bananas to me. Here's the last one, and then I just want to say before we get to it, thank you so very much for being here, and I hope you've been having some fun and have not rolled your eyes too much. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below of everything I mispronounced or got wrong because, well, that's what makes you special. Number 10. Rest is extremely important. Germans value their leisure time highly. For one thing, most stores are closed on Sundays. Hate that. Hate it! So make sure to do your grocery shopping on the other 6 days of the week. You single moms who work full time and Sunday would be the only perfect day to do it. Screw you. Students and working professionals usually stock up a day ahead of time. Yeah, they have to. However, shifting your focus to other daily responsibilities is not difficult. I don't like that Germans don't have stores on Sundays and they close stores every other day at 8 p.m. What if you have a difficult job and you live alone and you're like 12-hour shift? I gotta work 8 to 8. You're fucked. Laundry, cleaning the house, and preparing clothes for the next week are some of the more manageable tasks to save for a Sunday. Sorry, dude. Okay, I don't like this. Like, is this German propaganda? And no, I'm kidding, but like, my God. I mean, saying the statement, saying the fact of the matter is interesting, but then it goes into like, cleaning the house and doing laundry. You should be doing that on Sundays. That doesn't I'm just saying, it's not like, in Germany, the official observance of this custom has even resulted in the prohibition of using power drills on Sundays. Oh yeah, power drills, leaf blowers, lawn mowers. Awesome. Only day of the week you could probably do that if you're working like a pretty intense job, but sick. Awesome. Furthermore, German doctors have an astounding proclivity for issuing sick leave from work. That's ironic. Even if they are tired or have what the Germans refer to as Kreislauf, a generalized term that translates to bad circulation. That sounds fake. Sorry, German doctors, but German doctors issuing their own sick leave because they have, look, no one wants a tired surgeon performing a heart transplant. But a German doctor being like, I'm just not feeling it. So I don't know, I just got bad circulation. Oopsie, can't come in. You know what I mean? Like, what? These are jokes. Please don't attack me in the comments. Although Germany seems like a strict rule-following country, plenty of weirdness bubbles just below the surface. Now we're getting somewhere. It is definitely a country full of color and life. Not weird. Its cultural peculiarities definitely may make it more difficult to adjust to, but also add to the excitement and fun of exploring the country. Culture shock is quite shocking. Culture shock is shocking. Are you, is someone paying you to be like, it's kind of crazy over here, but we're just a wild bunch of people with a big old heart. Dude, what? But after the initial period, it has a number of benefits. What is this article at the end here? I was expecting like a mic drop at the bottom of this. You know what I'll do? I'll give you a mic drop before we end. Okay, here's the thing. Rest is extremely important. Yeah, Sundays being closed sucks. All right? Every weekday that it stops at 8 o'clock, and if you have a long shift, or you're parents, single moms, single dads, people who are working in a hospital, all that shit, balancing that stuff and trying to get groceries in is very, very difficult because of that window. And they adjust to it. They grow up. They grow up with it, so they know what to expect. And I get it is what it is. They probably don't find it as aggressively annoying as I do. But this is a reflection of someone who has moved to this country. And I don't want people coming in the comments and be like, well, if you don't like it, brother, you can leave. I've lived here for 10 years, dog. I love it here, but I can still have complaints. May I not? May I not have complaints still? I'm adjusted. I'm happy here, but I think what makes people feel adjusted and accustomed to a culture or a place is the freedom and the ability to criticize. And you know what? I'm a comedian, so if you're taking this seriously, that's on you, bud. One little funny thing here at the very bottom that she left out. She said, although Germany seems like a strict rule-following country, which it is, especially in Bavaria, plenty of weirdness bubbles below the surface, and then she did not go into that at all. The weirdness, ladies and gentlemen.
The weirdness.
The weirdness is all the wieners and boobs. That's a bad way to put it. The weirdness is the sauna culture is not weird. Don't come after me. I've been in saunas. Everything's fine. But when you have to adjust to it, it is weird. When you first start and you're not from a sauna culture sort of background, it's off. It's weird. It's strange. You walk into a room, butt naked. So is everyone else. Do they keep their heads down? No. Dude, you walk in butt naked, and this is what happens. So this is what happens. You walk in butt naked, right? And then everyone's there or they're over here, And that's odd. Nobody wants that, you know? The sauna culture thing is weird, but that's so European. The FKK thing, I love it. I support it. I should make this clear. I support that. Live your life. Don't change a thing. It's weird to adjust to as a foreigner. And then there's the FKK thing. Again, I support it. I support it. Don't come after me. I support it. I support it. I support it. But when you're moving here as a foreigner, it's a weird thing to adjust to. You know, you come in, you're like, I want to go to the river today. Let's go down south where those like nice little stones are. We can like put out a grill, see all the families. Let's have a nice day outside. And then a guy walks by, just swinging some hammer, like right across your face. You're like, oh. And that's odd if you're not used to it. But you know what? He's well within his rights. And he's well... all right, guys. So that is going to be it for today. Please, like, subscribe, comment below. Give a shout out to Ben, the editor. I hope this is the beginning of a really fun working relationship. Yeah, shout out to Kalina Georgieva. And I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Please don't take any of my criticism seriously whatsoever. I am a comedian, and I'm a big old dummy and a goofball. So hope you guys had fun. And thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.